Hi, I'm Alan Henderson, Director at Erskine Owen. We're delighted to present our New Zealand Warehouse and Logistics Property Fund. We believe it's compelling due to the return and the spread of risk through the diversity of tenants, the industries in which they operate, a range of lease terms, and the multiple locations. In this video, I'll background each of the locations and then discuss the 3 properties this fund has been seeded with. Fund locations are selected for their strong economic growth forecast. The 3 seed properties are in the Waikato and the Hawkes Bay regions. Firstly, the Waikato. Hamilton is New Zealand's 4th largest urban area and is forecast by Statistics New Zealand to grow by 181,000 people by 2021. The Waikato is one of New Zealand's largest agricultural and export regions, accounting for 20% of exports. Education and research are also important, particularly through the University of Waikato and the Waikato Institute of Technology. Given the importance of exports, agriculture and research to the New Zealand economy, the Waikato must surely be a strong growth region. Hamilton also has an attractive lifestyle with major sporting teams and being proximal to both coasts, Taupo, Mount Ruapehu and Auckland. That means easy access to a diverse range of recreational and cultural activities. Over the last several years, a dual carriageway has been built between Auckland and Hamilton and continues to be extended further south. This makes Hamilton a viable logistics hub for those wishing to warehouse goods in Hamilton and ship to Auckland or elsewhere. Hamilton also sits strategically between the Auckland and Tauranga ports, making it a natural export hub for the North Island, which is exactly what the likes of Fonterra have done. The Hawkes Bay is a key horticultural region for New Zealand, producing apples, grapes, cherries and vegetables, to name a few. As the local and global population grows, so does the demand for produce. The growth of this industry is phenomenal. Recent information suggests 1 million new apple trees will be planted in the region by the end of this year. All of this produce needs to be harvested, processed and stored. That means more labour, more demand for warehousing and production facilities, and commercial space in general to house the support services. It's no surprise then that the GDP growth for this region is greater than the national average. The benefit of a fund is that it allows for a split risk strategy by acquiring a range of properties in a range of locations with a range of tenants. For example, should one tenancy become vacant, it means that the entire income of the fund is not at risk. This fund targets warehousing and workshop properties. The need for warehousing, particularly in agricultural areas, is obvious. As production of produce grows, so too does the need for warehouse space, both dry and cool. What also grows in demand is the need for workshop space from the trades supporting these industries. For example, in the Collins Street property is a tenant that uses space to pre-construct industrial air conditioning units. Let's take a look at each of the 3 properties located in Hamilton, Hastings and Havelock North. Being in the middle of Havelock North makes the site particularly attractive. We think it's positioned to exploit an inevitable transition from light industrial to higher value use such as bulk retail or residential. The property allows for dry and cool storage, with the cool store being constructed relatively recently. The tenant Cherry Global is a local grower looking to capture a premium in the world's cherry market with a goal to double the size of New Zealand's cherry industry. Cherry Global is on a 10-year lease with 3 yearly market rent reviews, providing an excellent foundation for the fund. This property is a complex of 8 brand new industrial units close to the Hawkes Bay Expressway and ideally placed to support the regional economy. Newly constructed, the units are made from timber and concrete tilt slabs, and the space allows for the possibility of a mezzanine floor to be added in the future. Erskine Owen, through its sister company Point Property Management, already manages a complex of 5 industrial units in Hamilton of similar sizes. Our experience has been an occupancy close to 100%, even though the average lease term is 2 years. The Collins Road property is well located for any southwestern surge of Hamilton's development via a possible western bypass which could link directly to Frankton and Te Rapa. The property has had a major development in the last 4 years to create 11 industrial warehouse or workshop units at the rear of the property. The anchor tenant, Torpedo 7, which is part of the warehouse group, runs a call centre and warehousing operation from the site. The other tenants of the building are typical of the businesses that support the local economy. Engineering workshops, food distribution, construction supplies and more are all represented in the tenant mix. Ultimately, we have confidence that the location of the property in the Golden Triangle connecting Hamilton, Auckland and Tauranga will ensure a strong future demand. 13 years ago, Lisa Phillips and I started Erskine and Owen because we believed there was a need to help people make intelligent property investment decisions. We started as a buyer agency, sourcing investment properties for individuals, which grew to include property management and then mortgage brokering. But as our clients' portfolios grew, so did the demand for alternative property investment options, and it was this demand that seeded the idea of buying larger properties that clients could jointly invest in, commonly known as property syndication. We have a great team that are passionate about sourcing property for our clients so that they can achieve their financial goals. The offer is now open to wholesale investors. Our recent syndication offerings have all been oversubscribed and we expect similar demand for this investment opportunity. I encourage you to make early contact with us to avoid disappointment. Click the link below to receive an information memorandum or call one of our team to discuss this opportunity.